Hey, what the hell's going on, you guys? This is Triple Play NegativeAE, and welcome back to When They Cry. Last we left off, we had just finished Section 3 of Chapter 1, and we got some new tips, I guess, that we can read now. So we'll go ahead and do that. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin, number XXX, Hinamizawa's Electrical Development Master Plan was announced. Oh, also, I got some tips. I know I'm pronouncing Rena wrong. It's Rena. I'm going to try to correct that as we go, but we're going to see how that ends up working out, because I need to replace my mind. It's kind of hard to, I don't know. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Takasudo, oh, you're making me work for this one, Kyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area includes 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, 1 fishery. All of these communal, agricultural areas, places of worship, will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Would have been interesting, huh? Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood, sweat into this fertile resource rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having their homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onegafuchi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company, Blank, openly refused. Performing unspeakable heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. Interesting. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity. And they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onegafuchi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as the passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onegafuchi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, oh god, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. Trying. I'm really trying with these names. Alright. So that was the report of kind of the protest that happened. Now I'm going to read the tabloid. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. A bone-chilling, gruesome member/dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam. They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return and quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody thought was alive. Blank-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. First, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, Blank, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the conscience of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him in to the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. Blank had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. Blank had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but Blank threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But Blank's plan collapsed in the span of one night. Blank, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during a scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after another, but the de facto leader Blank's whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by Blank has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that Blank had said that he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the marsh. Blank's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues as to his whereabouts. Blank didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within the situation, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when we went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onegafuchi, the Ogre's Abyss, and it's said that at the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. That atrocious demon from hell... the atrocious demon from hell that was Blank. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? Year of luck and fortune, prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business success, promotions, ambition, protect from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but what the fuck? Get the F out of here. Okay, so I have a couple theories. I don't know, I like to come up with theories because it's interesting. Freaking... Okay. I don't know, I don't remember what it said at the beginning. Did it say I had like just had moved here? Like, I don't know the city that well, and that's why they had to show me around. But is that true? What if I'm Blank? You know? I don't know. I'm coming up with theories. What if I'm Blank and I just don't remember, and then everybody's just not... That's why everybody knows me in the town, is because I've been here forever. Dude, what if that's it? What if I've just figured it out? Or it could just be I'm in a small town. The function of the school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together. No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender. The only rule is that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising. All the little kids were galvanizing about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What shall we do today for PE? Alright. We have all 4 of our members gathered here now. Wait, I said 4. All of our members gathered here. I was confused why I read that sentence wrong. Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do? Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. Since there are no friends in the world of sports, everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust is in your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat. And so, we'll be taking a lesson from history. Tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much. Just what I was hoping for. That dunderhead Keiichi-san will be the first one to be it. I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me. Why are you guys all so into it? Third rule of our society. You must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. This counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rena was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine, tag, I'm in. My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the... What the... But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also become it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The end game would become a hellish siege. You see, okay, so it's like sharks and minnows almost. They call the version we're playing here zombie tag, you see. Or infected, okay, yeah, that works. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. Why do you make it sound so scary, I wonder? As soon as I catch Rena, I'm gonna tear out her entrails while she's still alive. Gross, Keiichi-kun, that's gross. Rika-chan placed her hand on Rena's head as she panicked. Don't worry. Before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently. Rika, that isn't comforting at all. Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So, the first it. How do you decide who's the zombie? Rock, paper, scissors? Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. Okay. What does the Japanese word Roku mean? I was bewildered by the sudden question. Leon repeated it. So you need to answer. What's Roku in English? It's 6. How about Kutsushita? Socks. What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does Seibetsu mean? Of course I know what that is. Satoko cut her off before finishing the answer. I see. It's quite a lewd question. You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right? What is it? I want to know. Of course I know. Go ahead and say it. That, you know, that. What does that mean exactly? How Satoko looks when she's in trouble. How cute. Don't take her home. It's a crime. If they didn't nip it in the bud, she might have really tried to take her home. Mion's was relentless, making Satoko stammer. Now then, go ahead and say it, nice and loudly. What does that mean? I do know, say it. What does it mean? That means a person, thing, idea, action, or event which has been previously indicated in context. Huh? Huh. All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see. Well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. Probably get ticked off and just blurt out you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mian Sonozaki. Thank God you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole. It appears I have no choice. Fortunately, I, Satoko Hyojo, will assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone. Seems like she's raring to go. All I must do is count to 100, correct? I like being it. I don't know why, like, people always like, oh, I don't want to be it. I want to be it, dude. Like a good time. Especially like zombies. Some jerks skip numbers when counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem. Whoa, Keiichi-kun. Give her a simple one, okay? 1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate. Oh no. There are no common denominators? Satoko grabbed a stick in panic and began drawing cake and fractions on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? That makes no sense. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, one whole cake? 0 cakes are left. Ready? Go. On Mian's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered. Keiichi-kun. That wasn't a problem at all, was it? Yeah, there was no, like, information to be gleaned there. Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Yeah, that was stupid. It's a trick question, I don't like it. Everyone dashed off in the direction that they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survivor skills, like Mian, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over at the school grounds, I saw Satoko rising up to start. She was really, really mad. Wahahaha. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sight lines in 2 directions and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing. Is this where I find like a body part or some shit? For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during the club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Maibara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. And going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack, meaning me. Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape. But of course, what would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell? Or maybe some type of trail? If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? Tomita, Okamura, have you seen Keiichi-san recently? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okimara-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. If that's how it's going to be, then to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I'd just counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satoko Hyojo that her parents are at the gate, please. Message. Message. Ha ha ha. Okay. I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet. Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher's calling her to the gate. I am quite the schemer, if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine. As long as it brought me more time. Dance for me, Mion Satoko. In the palm of my hand. Having my fill of playing the con man, I look for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I've only bought myself a scant amount of time, and it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent, I started spreading false information through messengers. I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean that there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. Guarantee I find some shit. Like I find some creepy ass shit. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It's getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed. Ibara-san isn't around. Is he over there? Nope. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad is at the front gate. That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search till the school bell. Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? So, I'm thinking that my dad is actually at the gate, because this is kind of... Oh no! His mom suddenly got really sick. Message from Ibara-san. They said his house caught fire and... Oh, okay, maybe it's a lie. And a jumbo jet fell on top of the Maebara residence. Okay. The police have come to question him. Anything goes now. They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms. What? Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties? Who are they talking about? I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff. No way I would do that. I heard that class representative Mion was a victim too. It was your doing, Mion. I'm down, Keiichi Maebara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all those things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. Wahahaha. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student Maebara-san is really a perverted person. The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Oh, someone had passed below. That's Rena and Rika-chan. Haha. Rika-chan, you're still okay? Getting by somehow. Haha. Seems Mi-chan is it as well. Mion? It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message of war. Then this wasn't good. I'm very suspicious of everything that's going on. We finally got away from Mi-chan, but Satoko-chan, Satoko is searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while. Upon hearing, oh no! While Rena was slumped on the ground, breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. Whoa. Rika-chan? What is it? What is it? Huh? Don't worry. I'd never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before. Why are you coming closer? Why? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way. Rika-chan, no, eek. Too late for them. Rena was pressed up against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rena quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Rena's eyes met mine. Keiichi-kun, save me! Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. Found him. I see Kei-chan. Neon popped out from behind the cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was only one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good. You said you located Keiichi-san? I could tell Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Rena escape, and now she was burying her fangs in my direction. Ooh. Come on down, Kei-chan. The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary. Too scary. I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san. Keiichi, I want you to become one of us. Someone save me! I saw Rena apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Rena! Wait, I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed? That's not a good thing. How high is this roof? Satoko and Rika jumped up on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. But that's a fun time. Stop, quoi. So this means Rena is still left. There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Rena. How dare you leave me for dead? The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt. It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi is one of us now. It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and now was one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound. This is no time to postulate. We must capture Rena. The principal is walking down the hall. That bell will ring soon. To devour Rena, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except, I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night, a vampire. Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone listen. Rena's in big trouble. All of you, please look for Rena. It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house? Oh yeah, that turned into that, hadn't it? Leon whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even in the same league as jumbo jets. What fell on Rena's house was a space colony. God damn it. A space colony? Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything within a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. But that's the only prelude to this tragic tale. This is the beginning, the start of a war for independence by the propagandapoli of Zeon. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events. What will happen? Will the Terran Federation lose? If things go on like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. That person is Rena Ryugu. The lower grade students all gulped. It seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Rena. Now scatter, comrades. We must find Rena. I feel like I'm switching between Rena and Rena, but I'm gonna get it down. My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There was still one person who hadn't gone. But I thought even the Terran Federation's Impulse Wave Diffusal Cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire. You're close. What the fuck is happening? That's the white variety of those comets. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Rena knows the weak point all too well. Yuko-san is amazing. Satisfied with that, we also rushed off to look for Rena. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters. Little Keiichi's abilities, or Little Kei-chan's abilities, this old man knows them better now. It didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever. Really though, how exceptional, Keiichi-san. This looks quite promising. If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win. I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie. Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I let it slide for now. Not even Rena would be able to escape the entire class. But as a result of everyone's thorough search, Rena was finally cornered in the back of the sports equipment shed. You're all scary. Keiichi-kun too. What's scary? It probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Rena, saying that she was the only one who could save the world. What are you all saying? I can't control the mech. Rena, how could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay? Just freaking tag her, the bell's gonna ring. Sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice. Don't resist, let yourself be devoured. Let's all be together. Now, Rena, say your prayers. Rena had stumbled into a mat, trembling with her tears in her eyes. I closed in. Associating this situation with a similar, particularly immoral one, I made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Toko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Rena. Rena wanted no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear. Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you? I wonder. How? Now then, are you ready? The bell's gonna ring. Well, as long as it's Keiichi-kun. The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat. I believe that Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me. Body won't move. That had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. Are you serious? I'm mad at that, dude. You should have just tagged her, dude. I would have been a way better zombie. I would have just been like, screw you, immediately. Like, just get the tagging over with. I did it. I survived. Yay. Rena pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. The daylight broke in the nick of time and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. So, the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway. What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about. Exactly, dude. I'm pissed. Punishment is required. I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Forgive me, eek! See, this is a good time, though. Then the award for surviving goes to Rena, Ryugu, and Mion Sonozaki. Huh? Mi-chan wasn't a zombie? Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? Mion, you little... That is interesting. Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? Don't be late for the next class. Did Mion actually won too? Nobody, touched her? I'm mad at that too. Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swear that I would have Mion crying for mercy the next time. Yeah, I would have. That's why I like to be it. I freaking tag everybody just to be sure. Just to freaking get it done. You know? Freaking Keiichi wouldn't do terrible things to me, would he? Stupid, dude. I'd freaking be in there. It'd be over. Game. Set, match. You know? Scenery. I like it. Nice painted scenery, too. Like, I could never do this shit in a million years. It might be like a picture and someone painted over it. Or someone like put an effect over a picture. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I'd agreed to meet with Rena to dig Colonel Sanders out of the mountain of treasure from before. Mom, do we have work gloves? I need towels too. Are they in the shed out back? The towels are by the sink. Alright, now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically. What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that getup? If they come to the dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Rena will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Sanders in front of the fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal. Well, don't be out too late. Mom returned to the kid. Oh, that means we're gonna be out so late. Dude, whenever a mom says don't be out too late, like, never does it go according to plan. It's okay. Here we go. Cutting through the woods is a shortcut to the dam site. I ran into someone. The guy? Hey, it's the guy. What's going on, man? What's up, Tomitaki-san? He's probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. Is he? No, he's not the guy. I was about to be like, is he the leader? No. It couldn't be that all he took pictures of was some handsome young men in the twilight. Hey, long time no see. Keiichi-kun, right? My due regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. By the way, is that girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Rena. Guessing by the way Tomitake-san was shaken up. What was all that about? She was walking around with an axe. And she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. That was Rena, without a doubt. It was probably because she couldn't take it home today, so she couldn't hide her excitement. I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with an axe. Tomitaki-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. It's fine, it's fine. Just leave her be. She's just wandering around looking for more victims. Tomitaki-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand Rena. So I'll just toss a bunch of BS out there. If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to snoop too much around here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Rena was waiting. But before I got too far, Tomitaki-san abruptly called out to me. Keiichi-kun, is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? I didn't mean it that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitaki-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. Dude, this guy's joking is gonna get him in so much fucking trouble. You better stop the joking right now. Tomitaki-san doesn't know you, dude. Makes you want some like Takis. Or some freaking Pocky. Oh my god. Game makes me want Pocky. Keiichi-kun, I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today. I understood what Tomitaki-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting about while waving an axe around certainly would seem dangerous. You should cover that axe with something when you have it in public. It's not good to carry it around in the open like that. Seems that I lost it, so there isn't one. Thinking about it, there was really no need to try and keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Rena's eccentricities. She's probably the only person who would carry an axe around Hinamizawa and not be considered suspicious. Oh well, let's finish this today. If we bust through this last beam, we should be able to pull him out. I got everything I need. Leave it to me. Okay. I took the axe from Rena and made my way up the unstable slope. Okay. Just wait, Colonel Sanders. Keiichi-kun will save you. Alright, get back. Finish this in one go. A solid thwack rang out through Hinamizawa, as if the job was being done by a lumberjack. How is it? Think you can do it? If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself. If I can break through this, then we'll be good. I have plenty of flour today. I can do it. But this advisory was more formidable than I expected. First of all, I'd never used an axe before. During a school camping trip, I had split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors and wasn't able to do it. Because the spot I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired. Decided to take a break. Okay. Let's eat some sandwiches. Rena has already spread out a tarp. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Rena already knows. She perfect over here. I'm fine. Almost there. I'll make sure Rena can give Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss tonight. Yeah. Thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss. Why is Colonel Sanders cute? Another thing. I know he's said that before, but like, why? Come to think of it, Rena, you're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking tea. I had thought she lived here all her life. In Kanto. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it's still out in the countryside. Why did you move here? To Hinamizawa, I mean, you know, this is pretty far out in the boonies. Why did you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work? Dad said he wanted to move out to a studio. He'd been saying that for a while, somewhere deep in the mountains like this. Be perfect. Studio? Is your father an artist or something? He paints scenery? It seems like twice a year he opens a gallery for the stuff that he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo, but now they're exhibited in Makuhari Messe. A cool name. He determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exposition Hall. That's amazing. Let me see them next time. I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers. But you transferred in the middle of the semester, didn't you? Wasn't that a hassle? Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Rena, but I ended up being the one giving out all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the axe and headed back to worksite. Interesting. I thought she was going to be like, I don't remember. And then I would have been like, okay, she's the murderer, let's go. Would have been mystery solved. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began to sing their song as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. Just a bit more. Today, I would end it. After I first started, I chatted with Rena as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury. But yeah, you little... Damn it. I had swung the axe countless times today, just like this. Contact. Shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. I recalled that message from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes were not meant to be swung at people ever. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the axe not only split through the beam, but smashed the statue soldier's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stomping at my feet. Ah. What's the matter? Are you hurt? Sorry. The figure's arm, I broke it off. Oh, that's all? I thought Keiichi-kun had hurt himself. I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Rena said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled. We just need to tape it back on and put a coat over him. Nobody will even notice. I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side? Okay. Seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering the arm flopping down and rolling to my feet to be such a bad omen. Both Rena and Mion knew how sickening that incident was, so they pretended they didn't know. I had to look it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiichi Maebara. Alright, Rena. Let's do this in one go. Ready, and... Whoa. We did it, Keiichi-kun. Yay! Alright, time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days of work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Stop pressing that button. Your new master is a pretty decent person. Foreshadowing. It's getting more and more evident that something's wrong here. Colonel Sanders, he really is cute. It didn't matter that he was dirty. Rena nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Rena's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark. Yeah, right. Keiichi-kun, I won't forget this. Think real hard about what you do to repay me, okay? Oh, I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder. For now, I'll just hold back my evil cackle. We're ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in a tarp and lifted him. God damn it. So Jack and Jill went down the hill carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed axe. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitaki-san. If he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. Lol. I need to not joke like that. Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitaki-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. So we're gonna get arrested. They're gonna get arrested. What you're saying? I should end it here. Wherever this ends, I should end it here. The end of chapter 4. You've received new tips. What kind of name is Rena? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Also, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm trying my best to reprogram my mind to say Rena instead of Reina. Every time I look at that word, I'm just like, oh, that's Reina. I don't know why. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Interesting stuff going on. I'm curious what role Tomitaki-san's going to play. I imagine he's just going to call the police because I'm a dipshit sometimes, and I joke around about death to random strangers. Need to be more careful. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, guys.